What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well so far today. And for this video, I thought we'd have, well, I'll call it fun. A little bit of fun. I don't know if it's actually fun, but it's a little frivolous. As we get closer and closer to draft day here, not too long now, I've done plenty of mock drafts that produce results that I think are desirable, things that I like. So I thought that it would be fun for one video to present a nightmare scenario for me. A realistic nightmare scenario, which is actually kind of hard to put together. But now that I've done pretty much all of my scouting, there's a little bit left to do. I thought it would be kind of fun to try to construct a realistic, within the realm of possibility mock draft that I just despise, despite it being something that the team could realistically do. Like, obviously, you could just take punters with every pick, but no, that's not what this video is about. I'm going to try to construct a possible nightmare mock. Some of my least favorite picks that could still be made. Something that could be done that doesn't involve Pete Carroll and John Schneider throwing darts at a dartboard blindfolded. Like things that can actually happen. Let's try to go through the nightmare mock. Now, I only did the first 5 rounds because straight up when you get to the 6th and 7th round, like, who are you fooling? It doesn't matter who you take. Like, I guess we could take a kicker and then I'd be like, well, why the heck are we doing that? But even then I wouldn't care. So we're just doing the first 5 rounds here. And we're going to lead off with a guy who I've already talked about quite a bit in my scouting. At number 5, we take, this is my nightmare, Lucas Van Ness. Don't even really know what position he would play on this team right now from the Iowa Hawkeyes. Edge, defensive line, whatever. It would have been Bryce Young, but I'm trying to make this realistic, and Bryce Young's not going to be there at 5. There's just no way. It's not happening. Lucas Van Ness will be there. I don't know if Van Ness is actually going to be a top 10 pick, but a lot of places are talking about him like he is. I don't really get it with him. I'm not feeling it with him. I don't like him at all. I don't think he has enough bend. I don't think he has enough pass rush, upper level pass rush ability that you're looking for in the NFL. I think his strength is actually a little overrated. Just not a big fan of this guy, and he actually has been floated around some mocks and big boards around 5. Not a lot, but a few. So I think it's at least within the realm of possibility. If I were in a court of law, I would have to conclude, yeah, it's possible that we actually take Lucas Van Ness at 5. So, not Bryce Young is not going to be there at 5. Otherwise, he might be the guy here. But Lucas Van Ness would be just about as nightmarish for me. Not really seeing the hype here. He might move to defensive line on this team, but you're taking a guy at number 5 and moving his positions when he's small. If we're going to do that, much rather do it with Tyree Wilson. I actually have a lot more belief that Tyree Wilson could do it, but even then, it's still uncomfortable. Okay, at round 1, pick 20, I'm taking another one of my nightmare guys, Osiris Torrance. Pretty much all the big boards have him in the first round, so this is completely realistic and would definitely take the wind out of my sails. He's a great player. I'm not arguing that. He would start day 1 and be a big upgrade over what we have, but I just don't see anything worth a first round pick. He's a right guard. Like, would you spend a top 20 pick on a punter? No, I hope not. Would you do it on a kicker or a long snapper? No. Well, I wouldn't spend one on a right guard either for the same reason. They don't impact the game enough. Osiris Torrance playing the least valuable position on the offensive line. Yeah, he plays it really well, but he doesn't even fit your scheme, man. He doesn't even come close to fitting your scheme. He's just some big dude who stands there. No mobility. So why am I spending a top pick on him when I can get a mobile, admittedly maybe not quite as good, but more mobile and a better scheme fit in the 4th or 5th round potentially? So that would be my second nightmare pick, and we are off to a really, really rousing start here with Van Ness and Osiris Torrance. This would be the day 1 that gets me to potentially end my YouTube career. If we have this day 1, that might be it for me. Okay, round 2, I'm taking a guy that I actually like a lot, but this is an example of a guy that I don't like nearly as much as the hype is starting to get up on him. It's Julius Brents, cornerback from Kansas State. I like him. I understand the appeal. I understand the hype. But he is getting overvalued dramatically, in my opinion, if he's really being talked about as an early second-round pick. And he kind of is. I could see it happening. And don't get me wrong, I think he'd be a good player for us. I would get over it. But to me, Julius Brents is the kind of guy that I just want nothing to do with this early. He's too raw, too many problems in his tape, too many concerns, too much stuff that's going to have to get developed, man. So Julius Brents, don't really want him until maybe the late second, but I'm just really hoping he's there in the third. To me, that's where he should be. He obviously fits the Carroll mold well, but I'm not going to be spending a top 40 pick on somebody just because he fits the Carroll mold really well. He does have holes in his game that need to be addressed if he's going to be taken seriously as an NFL player. So, yeah, that's kind of a nightmare pick for me. It's not, admittedly, I wouldn't be furious about it because I do like him at least, and I know he'll be valuable, but it would definitely make me feel like we reached on a player that we just didn't need to reach on at a position where we don't need the help that bad. Okay, round 2, pick 52. This is a guy I've kind of soured on as time has gone by. Sione Ika, nose tackle, Baylor. The more I looked at him, the more I was just like, I don't know what he is. Like, he's really not that physically dominant for a guy who's 350 plus pounds. And it's not that I wouldn't take him because I do think he has very intriguing potential. I just wouldn't take him in the second round. I'd wait to take him in the third round. If we take him in the second round, then that means he's a starter day one. I don't think he's ready to start day one. I think that he should probably be allowed to sit for a year learning behind somebody else and figure out what he wants to be at the NFL level. So, Sione Ika, you get him in the third round, it's whatever, it's fine. But even then, it's like, he's going to start day one at nose tackle for you? I don't believe he's ready for that. Okay, round 3, pick 83 is Andre Carter II. I don't know if this is realistic anymore, but a lot of the big boards still have him around here, so I have to at least include it as a distinct possibility. He's going to be one of those high character guys. He's going to, he has the Army background. We like that stuff. He's got a dad who played football for a long time. Andre Carter, great player in the NFL for a long time. Oh, my bad. And I could see us coveting him for those reasons, but I just don't like the player very much, and I'm hoping we don't do it. Okay, round 4, we're moving on to day 3 now, and it gets really hard, honestly, at this point to find things that are really that bad, but I threw in Mike Morris. I don't dislike him, but round 4 seems too high. I think you can wait off until round 5 here. Just had a really ugly combine, doesn't look like he's a very good athlete. I think you can wait until round 5 on Mike Morris. Nothing really against him. He's not really a nightmare in round 4, but he's definitely somebody who I could see us reaching on at this point because we look around and we realize we need another defensive lineman. Okay, round 5, the first pick is Dontavion Wicks, wide receiver from Virginia. One of the receivers I looked at in this portion of the draft who I just did not like at all. Didn't really get him, seemed slow, seemed like what he did at the college level would translate really poorly when he got to the NFL. I just didn't care for him. And I think he should kind of go undrafted. But the big boards say 5th round. So if we got him in the 5th, I'd be like, there's got to be somebody out there who I like more than Dontavion Wicks at 151. And then my other 5th round pick, I took Mohamed Ibrahim, the running back from Minnesota, who's got the massive injury history. I liked some things about him, but he's been injured so much in his career. There's no way I would be that happy about getting him unless it's in like the 7th round where it's, really Flyerville, super Flyerville. And if he doesn't have an NFL career, whatever. But in the 5th round, that would actually sting a little bit. And that's it for my nightmare mock. Can't really do the last 2 rounds. Let me know what you guys think. See you guys later. Go Hawks.